Set him right here.
Why don't you put it over there because, well, I guess it's just the lighting is coming this way, so you want it.
Well, I don't want to be looking at the license plate either.
Oh.
Hey, handsome. You see handsome?
Yes. Good boy. Yeah, wiggle butt. Yeah, wiggle butt. Wiggle butt. Look at that. Swish, 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 swish,
Swish, swish, swish, swish, feather duster.
Swish, 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 swish.
All right, so for when this goes up, basically, we got home from some errands today, almost 2 hours ago now, and we ran across at the end of our street this little pit bull male. Hey, Moonwolf. And he is pretty beat up. It's really low light right now. The sun has since gone down, but he has a lot of abrasions on his right ear and the right side of his face. He's got like old trauma marks. You can see little bits of skin.
He has like missing parts of his lip.
Yeah, he's missing parts of his lip, old scars on the tip of his nose. His left ear is split in two.
He has scars on his legs.
Yeah, he's got some scarring and some injuries. Did you have to step out of the light on his left foreleg? But we got him home. I left a trail of duck jerky. Look at that wiggle butt. Look at that wiggle butt now. We've been working with him for the last couple of hours. And,
You gotta sit. No.
oh yes! Now he's the friendliest thing in the world. At first,
He looks scary.
yeah, he looks scary. He's a big, muscular, male, intact pit bull. Yes, good boy! And it took us a while to get into the gate, the front gate. He clearly could recognize that the gate was something they could close behind him. And it took us about 10 minutes just to get him to walk through, even with treats. You're doing so good, buddy.
He's a gentle
We called an animal control agent that we work with, super sweetheart. Our city in Victorville doesn't euthanize dogs. They partner with shelters, but right now everybody's chock full. But she came down and checked.
That was a nice little thing we learned.
Yeah, nice little thing we learned.
They'll really try not to euthanize them unless they're like so aggressive.
Super hyper aggressive.
Yeah,
but other than that, they don't youth anybody. They have a bunch of, or rather, they have partnered shelters that they work with. And this little guy doesn't have a microchip, obviously. No collar. He looks like he is the shadow right now.
Oh, sorry.
He is the darkness. Yeah. Look at that wiggle butt.
Look
at that wiggle butt. Yes, good boy. He's getting it so quick. He knows no commands at all. We're working with him with duck jerky. He's got some painkillers in him and some Benadryl so he can help relax. We set up Solari's old crate for him that he's not afraid of at all.
Yeah,
thankfully.
He doesn't even.
Come here, handsome.
He doesn't even really.
Yes, he takes treats super gently, but he's beat to shit. Like I said, with his ears, both sides of his face, his nose, his foreleg. He's got a couple smaller wounds behind his ear and scabs where he clearly got messed up by something. There, that helps.
Sorry.
Cover our license plate.
Yeah. Probably best.
But yeah, he's a happy guy. He's a happy guy right now. He did a little bit of boofing at the animal control gal that we were working with. Fear, tail between the legs. So I took the ID scanner and checked him for his microchip, but he doesn't have one. But yeah, so we posted on a bunch of forums. We were looking around to see if anybody reported him missing, but there's been nothing so far on everything we've checked. Our animal control friend is going to post about him too and see if we can find him. There's a Facebook group for the city that we posted in. Thirsty guy. Look at that big boy.
Someone said, see if he responds to the name suspect.
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 Like the prime suspect? Oh, he's climbing up. Yeah, yeah.
He wants, look at
Hi! Can I have a kiss?
Very.
Oh no, ferocious pit bull boy.
Oh no.
He's so ferocious.
Oh jeez.
Destroyer of children.
Oh geez.
Yes, big chunky guy.
I'm gonna grab a toy.
He's so cute. You're so cute. Yeah, he climbs up and he'll nose your arm because he wants pets. So right now he's standing on my chair. Look at that big muscular boy. Yes. He's so handsome. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so they've been, like you said, Wolfsbane. Yeah, that's what we learned today, thankfully. Dude, can I stand up?
What about this?
Can you go see her?
playing with
Can you
a
go see
toy?
mommy?
Are you playing with a toy?
What was that?
What
He says, what is that?
You gonna be like Solari and have no idea what a toy is?
Yeah. But,
Good boy, here.
so yeah, we're just working with him, trying to get him comfortable enough, because when we first brought him in, our gate... Oh, what was that little hop? What was that little hippity? So I have a bunch of footage from when he was laying in the street and of more of his injuries with the
There you
daylight and the
go.
process of me drawing him back to the house slowly as the sun was going down, which we'll post later. But for now, we're just trying to get him so comfortable that he doesn't try and go anywhere during the night. Like I said, he has Solari's old cage, which is huge, and he walked into it no problem, and I gave him some treats in there. But yeah, so that's kind of where we're at right now. Is as long as I am confident that he will be fine overnight, so that we can get him some medication tomorrow, and but yeah, the good news is we were on the phone with our vet tech friend for a while and with our animal control friend, and we can hopefully, use the resources we have available to at least get him some antibiotics, because his ear is infected. He kind of has a pussy wound on the side. There's nothing emergent wrong with him, so that's normally when our animal control will intervene, but right now it's just he's probably uncomfortable. So like I said, he's got pain meds, he's got Benadryl. Yeah, so depending on how he ends up, after we consult with our vet tech friend, we may put up a GoFundMe for him, just so we can get him to the vet and get his wounds treated and get him fixed, so we can start looking for a home for him. But for now,
Dogs are whining.
yeah, the dogs are whining. Winnie is back there being an absolute nuisance. He had no aggression at all towards the sound. You can see that he's completely ignoring her. He walked up to the fence with us monitoring, and he just sort of looked at him, wagged his tail, went, marked on the old broken liner, and then just came back and got pets. Wiggle butt. But yeah, Miss Daisy, we don't know. He doesn't look beat up enough to be a bait dog, at least according to our vet tech. He might have been housed with another dog that was more aggressive. Yeah, look. You can see
He has a
his
ton of it. You
wound.
can see he's got a ton
I won't zoom in on it too much, just for a content reasoning.
Yeah,
but
there's
he's
a
got
ton
some
of
problems.
drainage. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some drainage on his hand and such. But we don't know if he was a fighting dog. He doesn't look like he's been on the street for too long. He's bulky. The dude...
Careful. I don't know if he's
Oh, I was already petting his tummy.
Okay, I don't know if he's gonna bite you while he has that bone. So just be careful.
Okay, but he's chunky. He's muscular, and so hopefully, like I said, we can get him comfortable enough so that he sleeps overnight, and tomorrow we can actually, assess further and get some meds and see if we can't get him an appointment scheduled or something with the vet, or see what our options are as far as, if anybody reaches out and says, this is my dog, because now we've cast our net in a bunch of different groups. And, but yeah, so far he's been wonderful. When we found him, he was laying in the street closer to the sidewalk, and the neighbor dogs at the end of the street were barking at him and yelling at him through the fence, and he didn't even react.
No, he just looked really sad and scared.
He just looked really sad, and a cat ran by our front fence, and he didn't bother with her, and the dogs are whining. And
as soon as I saw him, I stopped the car, and I got out, and I knelt, and I tried to, I was like, come here, it's okay, and he kind of came over a little bit, and then he backed off, and you could tell he was kind of maybe, but then he's like, I don't know if these guys are going to be mean to me. So I went to the back and I had a can. We have cans of wet food.
We had a
in the
can
back
of wet
the
food
car.
to give him.
So I immediately I showed him. Oh my god, dude, he keeps farting.
Yeah. Oh my god, and he keeps busting it up, dude. You're so stinky. He keeps farting.
Woo!
They're not even.
The pit bull farts, man.
Yeah, they're not even silent but deadly. You just hear him go. Like, dude, you're so stinky.
I showed him I had a can of food, and he started wagging. He ran over. I dumped it on the sidewalk, and he ate it. I drove home, and then Grant went back over and lured him back to the house. We got him in the fence, and he was real tentative at first, but now he's like wagging, following us around. But I gave him some pain meds, so he seems like he was probably in a lot of pain from the infection, and now that the pain meds kicked in, he's
pain
calm.
meds are in. He
had
several Benadryls, so he's calmer. But even when he wasn't medicated at all, he was taking treats super gently, super carefully. Wasn't snappy at all. You know, like I said, he looks like he's chunky monkey.
Yeah.
So we don't know what his story is. We just know that he's beat to shit and he's got an infected wound.
Yeah. If I had to guess, I don't think that wherever he was, whether he was somebody's pet or he was dumped, I don't think it was more than like a week ago.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't look thin enough to have been.
Yeah, he doesn't look
out
thin
on the
enough
street
to have
for
been
a long time.
around.
And the only way that would ever happen is if he was already super obese and was dumped, and then now he's at like a normal weight. But he doesn't even look like, he doesn't have any muscle atrophy. He does, his injuries look like maybe they're like 3 or 4 days old. It sucks. And he has a ton of drainage from his infection on the side of his face, and a lot of pus, which is awful. He probably feels awful, but the pain meds really should help. And
sorry for the garbage lighting.
Yeah,
we just wanted to just document him as soon as possible, just so you guys were in the same boat that we are.
There isn't really a good place for us to have a light. Maybe I think that we might have another porch light.
Maybe another porch light, but otherwise, like I said, I have some footage of when we first found him and just more, readily available shots of his wounds for the vet and for, whatever else. But so this is him. I had some boys.
But the animal control officer said she hasn't really seen any pit bulls that look like him, and then we got in touch through Lisa. We got in touch with a woman who is super on top of all the missing dogs in the area, and even she said there's a couple dogs that are missing that look like him, so she's gonna look into it. And he very well could just be someone's dog that was not super local, like somewhere within 20 miles, and who knows. So we're gonna try to see if we can help him out. At the very least, try to clean his wounds, give him some antibiotics. Lisa can probably provide us with some general antibiotics.
Yeah, we have access to some things, but obviously,
our funds are kind of tight right now. We have to save the money that we have right now. We have some in savings from like our general funds and from our paycheck, so that we can, as soon as we get word back from the state, we have to file for the nonprofit, and that's going to be like $800. So we're just seeing what we can do, what we can budget, but our funds are super tight right now.
Really it's going to come down to what we can do with our resources, and obviously you guys have all been amazing. So if it comes to the point where we're looking after him a little bit more long term, like while we try and find him a home, because all of our shelters are chock full, and assuming he isn't anybody's, he's going to have to go to the vet. He's going to have to get, his wound treated. If it progresses any worse, he's gonna have to get fixed because he's intact, and that's gonna involve money basically, and just time. We have 3 dogs right now. We have Eru, we have the foster Winnie, and we have my mother-in-law's dog that I told you guys about, Kairos, and now he's number 4. We don't know if he's vaccinated, so he's not going back there. But the front of our yard is completely fenced off and gated, and he can't get out, hopefully. And he has his little, like I said, Solari's old crate. And for now, that's sort of where we're at. Just wanted to get you guys apprised, excuse me, of the situation as fast as possible. Just show you this little nugget. And by nugget, I mean literal big beast.
Giant
tank
beast,
of a chunky baby boy. But,
and if anybody is local and interested in also helping out with him, let us know, and we can maybe we can work something out, and we can see what we can do. Again, you know, we live in the high desert in California, so other than that, we'll be posting some updates on him, especially tomorrow when we have some lighting.
Yeah, once we have some lighting and once we have some more room to actually, you know, assess everything and contact who we need to contact and, you know, see what's what, basically. You guys will know more.
You know, actually, somebody just messaged me, because I posted in the High Desert group, and somebody just messaged me asking if we can take on a few puppies and try to foster them and find them a home. So
yeah, we
have a lot of people that reach out to us, and we try not to take on more than we can chew, but it's a lot easier for us to take puppies than it is for us to take adult dogs, especially if they have any personal, like, behavioral issues like separation anxiety, aggression, or they are escape artists. It's so much easier for us to take puppies. So
yeah, for sure. So right now, you know, Winnie got her second vaccine today, and she just needs one more, and ideally her forever home, her new mama, should be seeing her in the next week and change. So hopefully, you know, Winnie will be settled in her new home within the next 2 weeks and just thriving. And then Kairos, at the earliest, can go back to her breeders as of June 4th. So, you know, we're going to have a lot more space and a lot more, you know, spatial and just time constraint means in the next 2 weeks. But for now, really, it's just it's a game of Jenga. It's just all ergonomics for, you know, what dog goes where, when, what kind of training and attention does each animal need. And yeah,
it is it's something. But yeah, there are a lot of dogs around here that need help, so we are just doing the best we can with what we got.
That's what the animal control agent was saying, is there's a lot of dogs here specifically. And
Snorty pig.
Yeah, we're in a particularly high stray area. What do you see there, bud?
I don't know. I see something. Hold on, careful. You don't show off where we live.
Yeah, I'm not gonna show where we live. I'm just gonna make sure.
I don't know. We saw something.
Where you scooting?
Probably just a cat.
Oh yeah, one of the strays. Come on back, buddy. Come. Come here.
Just drooling all over the blanket.
Yeah, he's drooling all over the joint. He's so cute. Oh, look at that baby.
Tomorrow we'll have a better understanding of his injuries with better lighting, because we kind of caught him when the sun was setting.
Oh, that's so
and we'll be able to take a look at that infection a little bit easier.
Look at that big head. You got that big wide
I might
kitty
have
head.
I have some things to partially sedate him, so I may have to, if we can't get him to the vet, then we might just partially sedate him and then try to clean up that wound while he's calm and kind of lethargic.
Lou, Kairos is going back to her breeder to be watched. They agreed because my mother is selling him, and the breeder agreed to watch her in the meantime while my mom tries to find a buyer. She is, Lou. I posted a video about this, a short about this. Basically, my mom has a long history of buying and then getting rid of animals. They're never neglected, but she'll buy an animal in the puppy phase and realize that it's not for her and then get rid of them. Kairos is the 12th that I've known her to have. And we intended to only be watching her for 8 or 9 days. It's now been 11 or 12 days, I think, at this point, and my mom is just extending her trip. She went out of state, and then she's going out of country at the beginning of June, and has since decided to sell Kairos, who is a purebred West German Shepherd with all of her paperwork. So yeah, instead of us watching her the whole time, she contacted the breeder, who agreed to take her at the beginning of June until my mom gets back in country and we can find a buyer for her. But yeah, so that's her situation. They're all right there, Winnie and Kairos. I had to block off the viewport because they're just smushing their heads and trying to see this big boy.
I don't want him to react and chomp Winnie's head clean off.
Yeah, well, he hasn't, to be clear, that's a joke. He hasn't shown
joke.
any tendencies whatsoever
She's just
towards other dogs.
She's just a little strip of bacon.
Yeah, she's a little strip of bacon. She's a little piglet.
He actually just went over. He whined a little bit, you know, more of like he was wagging his tail, he whined, and then he just walked over and he peed a little bit, he marked, and then he just walked away and laid down. He was just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah, Miss Daisy, as far as the police department wanting Kairos, she doesn't strike me as having the temperament, and my mom doesn't want to rehome her and find a good home for her. She wants to sell her and make her money back because she is a very high value purebred dog.
And to be very, very clear, because I know that a lot of people get very emotional about this, we have no control over it.
Yeah, we have no
That
control
is her
over
dog.
what my mother
That
does with the dog.
in the state of California, dogs are property. She purchased her. That is her dog, and we cannot take her. We can't steal her. We can't rehome her. We can't do anything. It is completely illegal. All we can do is just possibly, if we say, hey, maybe make her, like, charge her room and board. But if she wants to sell her, if she wants to breed her, we have no control over it. And
we're literally just watching her.
I just want everyone to understand that we are doing the best we can. We are speaking to her very logically about the situation, but we have no control over what her decisions are with that dog. And all we can do is just work with Kairos while she's here and treat her with respect. And hopefully his mom will just get her into a place where she's going to be safe and healthy.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. This is now the 4th dog on the property. And just trying to juggle and do what we need to do, because we obviously, Lutri still needs his surgery, and there's a GoFundMe up for that we haven't tapped into, just because we can't afford it all the way. And then there's obviously the dog run that needs to be completed, so that when we do take on dogs, we can have them separated safely, and all the materials we need to completely seal and do the flooring of the shed. And there's just a lot that needs doing, and these situations keep popping up. Somebody reached out to us about Winnie, and then my mom, I was the only one who could watch Kairos, and then that turned into her being gone for way longer. And then obviously this big boy just was at the end of the street, and we couldn't leave him. And it's just a never-ending, cycle of needing resources and then doing what we can to help the dogs that we can, saving the next life.
If I had $1 for every time I was scrolling Facebook or like the groups and I saw somebody around here just like breeding puppies, I'd have enough money to fund multiple nonprofits. Like, we see people standing on corners with signs saying, puppies, 1 vaccine.
Yeah. We literally walked up, and there was like clearly like a sister and a brother with a cardboard sign with marker that said, "Oh, cute puppies, 1st vaccine," and they were in the back of a truck. Yeah, there's like Victorville. There's so many litters of puppies out here.
I was on the phone with Lisa, and she said that the other day she was driving around, and she drove by a house. There was a card like a makeshift like refrigerator box, like cardboard box, outside on the side of the house by the street, and it just said free puppies, and she walked over and looked, and there were literally puppies in the box.
Yeah. And on Craigslist, they're everywhere. But, Carol, we're in Victorville. We're in the high desert in Southern California.
It's crazy, man.
No, Carol, not that we're aware of. In all the shelters, there are several shelters that are in our area, but they are all completely full. We had an animal control agent come earlier that we've worked with in the past that tried to help us with Solari's former owners, and pretty much everywhere is full, and it's really just kind of up to the citizenry to help and try and find their owners, and if they don't have owners, try and find them new homes. And he needs obviously some medical care, and he needs to be fixed, and he needs to have some work done with him.
This doesn't look like dogfight. This looks like car accident.
Yeah.
This looks like he was hit and dragged a little bit and scraped his face on the ground.
He might.
This doesn't really look like dogfight. So that's kind of bittersweet news, because it's like, on one hand, obviously it sucks he got hit by a car if he did, but on the other hand, it doesn't look like the injuries are as severe as they could have been, and it means that he may not have that bad of a reaction to other dogs.
Yeah, well, so far he's had no negative reaction to the doggies whatsoever.
You can kind of see him here a little bit better.
Hi, precious. Hi, handsome. And we have pictures of him we'll post and videos of when we first found him. He's a very sweet boy. He takes treats super gentle. He's been a very good boy. He gives kisses. Carol, if there's a link in our About page that goes to our website, and you can find some of our donation information there. Or obviously you can super chat here.
Yeah, you can go to I just polished the website a couple weeks ago. It's SunVillageAnimalRescue.org, and we have a lot of our information on there, including when we'll have new dogs up for adoption. We have all of our donation information as well as our GoFundMe information all available on there. Until our nonprofit is finalized, any direct donations, PayPal, Cash App, whatever, those are just they're not tax deductible. But if you wanted to help support us through just various endeavors, you can donate directly to the GoFundMes that we have available, and that actually is tax deductible. It's in the United States, the UK, Canada, Ireland, Australia. I think at least those 5, and then you can check your country.
And thank you so much to Nova Poop for the $3. Also, if you go to our community page, babe, I don't know if you put the link up in the About, but if you go to the community page and scroll down, you can find the link to our Patreon, which also helps support us immensely, and you get some extra benefits. I gotta put it on the website. I'm working on it, man. I got there's a lot going on. But if you scroll down in our community page, you can find the link to our Patreon, and that gives you a couple extra benefits. The patrons help name new dogs and new puppies, and you get early access to some of our content, just so we can give back. Because honestly, this is just all these babies. You know, there's just so much to do, and there's so many that need help all the time. And it's like, at the end of the day, we also still need to pay our own rent, which is hard enough, you know, because I do this full time. You know, I don't work, and Lisa's 100% VA disabled veteran. And, you know,
and to be clear, both of us have been applying for like part-time.
We've been applying for
I've been applying for like remote positions where I can work from the comfort of the house because of my back. Some people have made some comments like about my disability and stuff. If anyone is unclear, I can work. I have physical limitations. I can't stand for long periods of time. I can't lift anything more than 20 pounds. I can't do any physical labor. I'm not really supposed to stay on my feet either. So it's like I need like desk jobs. I've applied at banks. I've applied at like, you know, positions like call centers. And we put out applications every week, and nobody calls us back. The only positions we ever get calls back for are like insurance, hardcore commission-only sales positions. And I mean, I have a history in sales. I'm actually thinking about accepting like some part-time sales stuff like over the phone. But even then, it's just like it could end up being like you work 9 hours and you make $0, and that's the kind of the nature of sales. So.
All that to say, you know, there's a lot that goes into taking care of these babies, and you're all wonderful for even just watching and liking and subscribing. There's just a lot that needs doing. It's been a massive upheaval in our lives in a good way, just needing to get all this done, and you guys were amazing enough to get us the shed, and just we need to finish the dog run. There's just 1,000,001 things, and I'm just tired.
I'm tired, man.
But these little babies still need help, and this guy is just amazing. You can see
part
of his little injury on his left lip there.
We also really have to finish the new pond because the dogs just damaged the old pond so badly that the water's leaking. Yeah. And because of the fluctuations in the parameters of the water, it's making our fish sick. So that's like another emergency situation.
On top of all that, the puppies damaged the pond beyond repair, so I'm rushing to build another one.
We've spent, I think last month we spent over $100 draining and then checking and repairing and then using flex tape and then refilling the pond, trying to find the leak, and we cannot find it. So we have to finish the new pond, move the fish over.
On the website?
It's on the website, yeah. There's a donation tab.
Yeah, there's a donation tab on our website, which you can find in our description. Again, that's SunVillageAnimalRescue.org, and you can find a PayPal link there, as well as any active causes we have on GoFundMe, like for Lutri's surgery and for a couple of other things.
I haven't announced it yet just because there was a lot going on and I didn't want to overwhelm everyone, and I really I just didn't know if I wanted to talk about it yet, but it is on the website. There's a GoFundMe that is
Dude, you're farting up a storm.
Oh my god, he's farting.
My god.
There is a GoFundMe that has an amount. I did some calculations. I sat down. I kind of considered how much it was going to cost us to finish the dog run and get supplies to be able to take on a new mother and puppies. And once we have that amount, we will finish the dog run, and we'll be able to we'll be able to start looking into fostering programs where we can take on a new mother and puppies. So that is on the website.
Yeah.
By my calculations, I felt the most comfortable with having about $2,800 to be able to finish the run, we have to finish sealing the shed as well, like with epoxy and everything, and then having enough money for food and supplies.
Who's that?
So
Who's that?
it's a process.
Come here, Bubby. Come here, handsome.
What'd you see?
He saw another one of the dogs, one of the strays in the neighborhood.
Come here.
One of like the 5 we're aware of. Come here, handsome.
Come on.
What are you looking at, crazy?
Let me see. Come on. Can I get your attention? Yeah, come on.
Come here, handsome.
There we go.
Hi, cutie patootie. Yeah, he's leaning on that side of the infected ear.
Yeah.
But yeah, Carol, yeah, so he has some old abrasions. He has an infected ear on the right. He has old bite marks or skid marks. I don't really want to show it, no.
Well, his legs are not like gory.
Well, not
it's
his
just
legs.
Scarring.
But yeah.
You can kind of see the scarring
on
on
his legs.
legs.
He's got old bite marks or tears and things, a couple little marks.
Cuts and stuff.
And then on the left side of his face, he's got, some old peeled skin and like abrasions and such, but a whole bunch of stuff.
Poor guy's been going through it. He's been going through it.
But yeah, so like I said, you can find all of the pertinent information, and we'll just be adding more by the day on our website.
Oh, dude.
Oh, no, I know. He's so
Farting,
stinky.
man.
That's like the 9th one, dude. You're so nasty.
You're farting it up, dude.
He's so stinky.
You gotta poop.
I don't think he has a broken rib. I've been messing with him and petting him and touching his belly, and there's no reaction whatsoever. He's leaning on that one side because of the ear infection. But we'll get him checked out fully soon. And like I said, if there's a more concerted need, like we have to take him to the vet and we have to get him a checkup and we have to get him fixed, we can put up a GoFundMe. But, just wanted to let you guys know what was what, and that in his case, and in any others that come up in the immediate future, we do in fact need help. There is always a need. Especially before our paperwork is done with the state. It's been with the state for about 6 weeks at this point. It's 6 to 8 usually, so hopefully as soon as we get that back, we can actually start petitioning, local businesses for financial aid and things for running fundraisers and stuff. But until then, I will just keep you guys updated. And we'll probably do a community post, and tomorrow when there's better lighting, I'll probably do a short and maybe a long form video sort of going over everything that we know about him, his injuries, his condition, and yeah. So for now, that's sort of that. We don't want to, Miss Daisy, I don't know if I want to put up a GoFundMe for him. Dude, I heard that from here.
That was so clear.
He's farting up a storm. Dude, you're so stinky. You're so stinky nasty.
Farting.
Dude.
Oh my god.
Oh my gosh. But yeah, so that being said, thank you all for tuning in.
Name Pooter.
Yeah, Pooter. Stinky butt. But I love you guys. Thank you all so much. And you'll hear from us about him tomorrow. Good night.
Bye, everyone.